and thanks for joining. Good evening. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is our second financial preparedness installment. Tonight we're going to be talking about term life insurance, which is often misunderstood. A lot of people are reluctant to get life insurance because they assume that it's very expensive. And then there's also a perception that it's not going to really benefit them. Someone else is going to enjoy the profits after they're dead. So we're going to talk about these misconceptions tonight. And I hope to kind of raise your awareness about term life insurance and the fact that it's very affordable, and some of the newest plans also offer living benefits where you can actually benefit from the insurance while you're still living. So let's get started. My name is Dr. Mark Parisi. My background is actually in healthcare. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I actually am semi-retired. I sold much of my practice some time ago. Decided to go into financial services as a way to control my schedule, work out of the home. I am currently working for the Independent Agency Alliance. I'm an agency managing director, and I am also a recruiting specialist with them. I do own the Storehouse Agency. We are specialists in life insurance as a retirement plan, and we also broker health insurance. I'm currently licensed in the states of Illinois and Wisconsin. Tonight we're going to talk about several different things related to term insurance, but we do offer many different products and services in addition to life insurance. We offer income protection, college planning, living benefits, retirement savings plans. We do 401k rollovers, pensions, annuities, and even final expense. In order to offer these tremendous products and services, we're partnered with 4 of the most respected companies in the industry. Companies like AIG, Oxford Life, American National, and the National Life Group. Collectively, these 4 companies represent over 300 years of American commerce. They all carry solid A ratings from AM Best and Standard & Poor's, meaning that they've been stress tested and they can pay their claims. We're going to focus on one particular product tonight from American National Insurance. And actually, American National is a company that a lot of folks have not heard of. If you consider there's over 1,000 different insurance companies across America, the average person maybe only heard of 1 or 2. Many of you may have heard of AIG, but American National has actually been around much longer. They've been around since 1905. They're headquartered out of Galveston, Texas, and if you stop to consider that they have 8 million insured lives in America, and they have $23 billion of assets under management. A very strong company that a lot of people have not heard of. So tonight's agenda is we're going to talk about planning for the unexpected and how term life insurance can help you do that. We're going to specifically talk about various concepts related to term insurance so that you can better understand what term life insurance is. And I'm also going to present you with a couple of case illustrations so you can understand the application and flexibility of term life insurance. So the question really for tonight is, are you ready for the unexpected? All of us are going to face these 2 threats to your financial stability. And that is, what if we die too soon? And what if we become ill and we're not able to work? All of us have to contend with these 2 threats to our financial futures. So what happens if you die much sooner than expected? Is your family protected if something unexpected was to happen to you tomorrow? And one interesting statistic, which is actually a generational statistic, is that the US is actually seeing an increase in mortality rates and falling life expectancy in the 25 to 64-year-old age groups. And this is the first time in a generation that mortality rates are actually falling. And again, what would happen if you were to die before your time? Or unfortunately, you could become ill. And are you ready for the unexpected? About 30% of all Americans between the ages of 35 and 65 will suffer a disability lasting 90 days or longer during their careers. And what would happen to you if you were to become disabled and you couldn't work for 90 days or longer? Would your family be able to make ends meet? Many people say, well, I have short-term disability insurance through work. Have you ever tried to use the short-term disability insurance through work? It's not guaranteed that your claims will even be approved. And on top of that, they do not replace 100% of your lost income. So the fact is, this is a threat that many people are not prepared for. Let's talk about what term life insurance is, because again, there's a lot of misconceptions about term life insurance. First of all, term life insurance provides the most affordable protection against the unexpected. It protects who and what you love when it's your top priority. And that's very important because there's no more affordable product for protecting you against the unexpected than term life insurance. But importantly, and this is a somewhat newer benefit to term life insurance, this benefit was not around 15, 20, 25 years ago. Many of the policies now offer living benefits where you can help you and your family survive a qualifying illness or injury. If the unexpected happens to you and you're unable to work, your life insurance policy will pay 70 to 90% of your death benefit in a lump sum, tax-free, while you're still living. That's a really important benefit that a lot of people misunderstand and quite frankly didn't realize that life insurance offered. And lastly, term life insurance offers a conversion privilege. And this is important because this gives you the flexibility to keep your insurance and ultimately to convert it to a permanent life insurance policy at a later date without having to go through a new medical examination. And that's really important because as we get older, our health is not guaranteed. And some folks may ultimately become uninsurable at any cost. So with term life insurance, you preserve your insurability for a future date. Let's talk about affordable protection for a second. Term life insurance will provide you the highest amount of death benefit for the lowest amount of money. But it's only if something happens within the period of the policy, what's called the term of the policy. And that is usually going to be 10, 15, 20, 25, or 30 years. Usually term life insurance policies will not insure you beyond 30 years. But it does provide you that option to convert the policy to a permanent policy during that term. Let's also talk about this very important benefit that we call living benefits. What this is, again, is it provides a lump sum tax-free payment of 70 to 90% of your death benefit if you become sick or disabled and you're unable to work. The benefits are paid out tax-free lump sum, usually very quickly, within a week or two. And this is a game changer because, again, a common barrier for people wanting to purchase life insurance is they feel like they're not going to benefit from the policy while they're still living. Here, you can become the living beneficiary of your own life insurance policy if you become critically ill, terminally ill, or disabled. And that's really a significant benefit, right? And there are 16 different critical illnesses that qualify for this living benefits rider. Also, if you become unable to perform 2 of 6 activities of daily living, things like walking, eating unassisted, grooming, bathing, going to the bathroom, all of these different activities of daily living qualify. And lastly, if you're diagnosed as terminally ill and you have 24 months or less to live, you would also qualify and you could submit a claim. This is just an example here that I'm showing you of an individual who took out a $500,000 life insurance policy at 35 years of age and how much he would qualify for in living benefits if something were to happen to him based on his age and the level of impairment. So you can see, for example, that if he was 45 and he suffered a severe stroke, he was unable to work, maybe he needed a full-time caregiver to look after him, he could qualify for as much as $441,000 tax-free. And don't you think that would make a huge difference in his life, right? Lastly, we're going to talk about conversion privileges, because this is an important reason why many people purchase term life insurance. It gives you the flexibility to keep your protection you need and save your insurability for the future. The reality is when we're younger, we're often going to qualify for the very best ratings on our life insurance with the lowest rate. As we get older and we have more health problems, of course, our premiums are going to be much more expensive. And there's no guarantee that will even be insurable. But once you've been approved for your term life insurance policy, your future insurability is guaranteed. This again allows you to convert your term policy into a permanent policy, even up to the final year of policy maturity without needing another medical exam. So this conversion privilege can go all the way up to age 70 or the final year of policy maturity. And you can even get what's called a conversion credit, where you get credit on your permanent policy up to 12% based on the premiums you paid in your first year. And additional valuable benefits of term life insurance include a waiver of premium, where if you were to become sick or disabled, actually your premium could be waived, as well as a children's term rider, where you can add your children to your policy at a very low cost. Now let's talk briefly about the different types of term products. One type is a guaranteed level term product, which typically is issued in either a 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, or 30-year. The advantage of this is that your premium is going to be level for a guaranteed period. Again, anywhere between 10 to 30 years. After the expiration of your term, though, your premiums can increase considerably based on your age. So it's always good to consider how long you want the insurance before considering permanent conversion or supplementing with a permanent policy. This is a suitable type of insurance when your concern is protection for a specific period of time at a predictable cost. However, when your concern is getting coverage with the lowest possible premium, an annual renewable term, or an ART, can be a good option for you. Your premiums will actually increase year by year based on your age, but in the beginning part of your policy, especially when you're younger, you're going to enjoy much lower premiums than you would using a level term policy. This type of insurance is suitable when your concern is affording the lowest cost of insurance protection for a relatively short period of time. Now let's talk about a couple of different cases so I can illustrate just how flexible and affordable term life insurance coverage can be. I'm going to use the case of John, who's 27 years old, he's married, he's in excellent health, but he has two very young children, just 1 and 3. Now currently John only has a small term life policy through his work for just $50,000, which offers no living benefits. John currently makes about $37,000 in adjusted gross income, and his wife is currently working as a stay-at-home parent. John does expect, though, in the future to earn significantly more, as he's presently clerking at a law firm and is prepping for his bar exam. Right now, John's exposure to the unexpected is huge, and his discretionary budget is relatively small. Here you can see that John could qualify for an annual renewable term for just $21 a month for $750,000 based on his age and his health. So term life insurance is very affordable. Even a 10-year term, which is actually plenty long for John, because again, John is going to be entering a period where he's making much more money, and he can afford to get a more significant permanent life insurance policy in the next 5 to 10 years. So even if he gets the 10-year level term, his premium is still going to be around $25 a month, and it's never going to increase over the period of that 10-year term. And you can actually see that even a 30-year term for John would only cost him a little over $61 a month. Very affordable coverage, not only providing protection against unexpected death, but also providing coverage against disability, critical illness, and terminal illness. Let's talk about another example. In this case, we're going to talk about a slightly older client named Mary, who's 58. She's also married. Her health is standard, but all of her kids are grown up at this point. Mary has currently a $500,000 permanent life insurance policy where she's built up about $175,000 of cash value. Mary and her husband collectively earn about $124,000 a year adjusted gross income. And Mary and her husband expect to supplement their early retirement starting at about 63 with their permanent life insurance policy. And she's only 4 years away from that retirement. Mary's need presently is to put in place a term life insurance policy to supplement her permanent life insurance policy in the event of the unexpected, especially over the next 4 years. Now here you can see in Mary's case, she's only 4 years away from retirement. She can get a $500,000 term life insurance policy even at 58 years of age, and only in standard health for just $55 a month with an annual renewable term. And that should be plenty long to get her to the point where she's retired and she's able to start drawing on her permanent life insurance policy for retirement. So, in summary, what I would say to you is that in life, we don't plan to fail. We simply fail to plan. I certainly encourage you, if you have any questions, to reach out to me. But I also encourage you, if you're not protected, if you're in the market for affordable life insurance coverage, to get covered today and get peace of mind. Ultimately, when you buy life insurance, what you're purchasing is peace of mind. And for more information, I would encourage you to contact me. You can reach me on my business cell phone, which is 773-707-6726. I also invite you to visit my website, bestinsurancerates.com. That is bestinsurance-rates.com. And it's been my pleasure talking with you tonight about term life insurance. And I invite you to tune into a future financial preparedness episode next month. Thanks again.